So before I get started on this video, I want to make a quick announcement. Yesterday I did a Facebook Live video, and in it are details on how to win a day to spend with Quincy. I'm going to post the link at the top of this video, so if you guys want to figure out how to win a chance to meet with him, go check it out. But anyways, let's get started on this video. What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a good day. So in today's video, this is going to be a video all about Quincy. I've never really done a video. I've done some Q&As where I've answered some questions about Quincy, but this video is going to basically be the story of Quincy. I'm going to answer all the most popular questions that you guys have about Quincy, and this is kind of going to be the go-to video for anyone that, you know, has questions about Quincy. Everything will be answered in this video. So, let's get started. So about 8 years ago, my family decided they wanted a dog. And I say they because at the time, I didn't really care. Like, it would be cool to have a dog, but I didn't really care. And my parents told us, my four brothers and I were going to have to pay for the dog, so we were going to have to split it. And I wasn't about to spend $80 when I was young. That was a lot to me. So, we all went. I still went with them we went to the small little town, and they had this little tiny kennel of dogs. Quincy was the runt of the litter. Quincy, you were the runt of the litter. The last little dog there, he was kind of, oh, come here. Him and his dad were there. Immediately, Quincy kind of just like responded to our family and was super friendly, coming right up to us. My family instantly kind of fell in love with him. And from there, I think we got the dog that same day. We went up there. I wasn't even an owner technically. It was my four brothers were the owners of the dog. But after a couple months of probably even a couple of weeks, I began to really like him, and I ended up paying my fair share. One of the questions that you guys often have is, how did you come up with the name Quincy? I think we just kind of all were shouting out names, and people were disagreeing with a bunch of them, and someone said Quincy, and no one disagreed, and so everyone was like, all right, his name's going to be Quincy. And it's actually originally spelled with an E-Y. That's what his actual name on his collar is. It's Quincy with an EY, but I never liked that spelling, so I cut that off when I started his social media accounts and just put the Y. From there, after we had Quincy, you know, the first couple years, he was very untrained. He still is a very untrained dog. When you crate train them, they whine a lot. Well, our family was always just like caved in and would take the dog and bring him up to our rooms and let him sleep in our beds. It took a while to potty train him. I don't know how long it usually takes, but I think he still pees in the house. There's probably a pee spot right over there. Did you pee in the house? Yeah, I don't know he's good. He goes outside, but we'll randomly, if we're gone like super long, like all day, I think we find some pee spots. So that's one misconception I think people have about Quincy, because people ask all the time, how did you train Quincy? That's another most popular question I get. And we didn't train him. All the things he does kind of on camera, that those videos have gone viral, that hasn't been trained at all. We kind of early on discovered that he sings and he howls. He kind of matches our tone of voice. If we get super excited and like, woohoo, then he'll pick up on it and kind of go with it. But if we kind of get a tone where it's like, woo, like crying, he'll imitate that. Same thing with the singing. I think it started with the singing originally. Someone just started singing, and then he kind of started howling with them, and then that's when we figured it all out. Now, ever since then, like within the first couple months when we figured it out, we've had fun with it ever since, even to this day. And same thing with where he sits up almost like a human, that video where it's like my dog is like a human. He naturally, like, if you're just sitting there next to him and you kind of just prop him up like this, he'll just stay there. And if you leave, like if I put him right in this couch and you left, he'll just kind of sit there. Now, Quincy, come here. We're trying to make a video. When he gets angry at me, he's not really getting angry. I don't want people to have that misconception of where he's like a mean dog, which he's not. He's the friendliest dog ever. It's just I kind of over-exaggerate my scream. I do get jumpy because he acts like he's gonna like bite you, but he doesn't. And so I just kind of over-exaggerate my scream. But he would never actually bite anybody. Basically, all of the stuff you guys see on videos that have gone viral, that's all of it's not trained. That is just stuff he does, and I kind of catch it on camera and kind of roll with it. The only thing that he is really trained to do, and he really doesn't even do it half the time, is to sit. Like if I said sit and I had a treat in front of me, he'll sit. But if he was just sitting on the ground and I didn't have a treat and I said sit, I don't think he'd do it. Hey, Quincy. Boas. Sit. All right, cool. Some of the other things that he does that you might have seen on camera, whether it be in my Snapchats or wherever it may be, is the Bichon Blitz. It's when it's in their breed, and what they do is at random times of the day, they just get a super big jolt of energy and they just sprint around the house in the same pattern. Are you about to do it? So he'll just run in circles, and he'll go into the same exact, so I can predict exactly where he'll be. So that's a little quirky thing about his breed and himself. So the first 5 years, he was kind of a normal family pup, you know, but there wasn't any videos involved. And then when he was like about 5 years old, when I was a junior in college, that is when the whole video thing took off. What sucked was for 4 years when I was in college, I wasn't with Quincy. I'd only see him on Christmas break and during the summers. Come junior year, this video in the summer I made just went viral with singing Celine Dion with Quincy. And I just kept it up. I kept posting singing videos, and then I kind of switched to, you know, the whoa.
Quincy, we are going on a road trip. Woo! Yes, absolutely.
I just started making like relatable videos with my dog, and that's kind of when everything blew up.
Will you hold my hand? Oh, won't you stay?
I did that for 2 years, my junior and senior year, and I would only see him, like I said, on my breaks, but I would film as many videos as I could on those breaks so I could space them out when I was at school. And you know, ever since, it's been great. Quincy and I we've been on some TV shows. Animal Planet, MTV's Ridiculousness. Several UK television crews kind of came out to my house and did an interview with us. Australian, Good Morning Australia, Good Morning America. Just a bunch of different TV shows that interviewed us during these times when these videos go viral. And now I post most of my videos to Facebook and YouTube, as many of you may know. So that's kind of the story of Quincy, but now I'll kind of answer the quick questions. If you guys, I'll look them up on my Facebook and see what quick questions I can just answer off the top of my head. What type of dog is Quincy? He's a Bichon. Does Quincy like other dogs? That is a funny question because when we take him to Quincy, cover your ears. When we take him to the dog park, he will go up to other dogs and be excited to initially meet them, and then he completely ignores them and then just goes off into his own corner and ignores them the entire rest of the time he's there. This is actually just a fun little fact. It wasn't a question you guys had, but he was actually sold at a discount because he was the runt of his litter. So I always found that funny. Quincy, they could have made a pretty penny off of you if they would have known who you'd become. They could have they could have sold you for millions, right? No, he's a priceless pup. What nicknames do you have for Quincy? That is a funny question as well because we have many nicknames, and it's really, I'll call him things just off the top of my head, just like names that come up. Like we call him Bubba's, we call him Crazy Pete, Mr. Fluffers, Fluff Pot, Craziness. I call him Craziness all the time. What is Quincy's favorite song to sing? His favorite song by far, well, I don't know his favorite, he's a dog, but the one he responds to the most and he could immediately start singing to, it takes him the quickest, is The Saints Go Marching. Yeah. Yeah, we know, I know. It's okay. It's okay. So, as you can see, it's fairly quickly, once you start singing it, he picks up on it. How does Quincy handle being around the camera? At first, I think it was a lot easier because he wasn't very used to it, and I kind of just catch him in his element. But now, I think he actually knows when I'm trying to film him, because I take out the camera and I get it, like when he sees this camera in front, like he just acts completely differently. So it's a little harder now because he's not as cooperative sometimes. He can be, but he used to be, I think, a little more cooperative when he was younger. Is Quincy neutered? He is not neutered. I don't know why we didn't. I think a lot of my family has hopes that he'll have Quincy pups. I still have hopes, so he is not neutered. You gonna have some puppies? You gonna have your own son to continue the line of Quincy? Give me a woohoo if you want puppies! Woohoo! No, he's like, I guess. It was kind of a weak woohoo. What are Quincy's favorite words? Quincy, I apologize for this because you're gonna hear a lot of your favorite words right now, but it's okay. Ready? Doggy, walk, road trip, pickles. He likes pickles because that's one of his dog friends. Chicken, meat, treat. He's like, Quincy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say all those words. Now he wants all of them. I'm sorry, buddy. That's going to be all for today's vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope this cleared up some questions you had on Quincy for those new viewers. And if you're an old viewer, maybe I answered some new ones. But if anyone ever has questions about Quincy, just send them to that video. You can answer them all because I get a lot of questions and I try to answer them all in this video. But anyways, as always, I'll give a shout out to Julie. Thank you for staying active on my Twitter. I do appreciate that. And then one more announcement. I still have those t-shirt designs and there's also mugs now. So that's also going to be in the description. There's going to be a link to patrickandquincy.com. So you can go check that out and get any Quincy merchandise if you would like. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video and I will see you on Sunday.
Who let the dogs out?